Alrighty, so this is the route we're going to take roughly, and we're going to leave. This is an overview from the Cecil garage, and we're going to go around here, past all these markers, and end up at the Rover Club. So we basically go through all the bush between Cecil and the Rover Club. This is the Cecil garage in Summerstrand. Now let's just zoom in and follow the route from the Cecil garage where we'll meet, which is over here in Summerstrand. It's on this main road which comes from I don't know what it's called. Anyway, from the Cecil garage we'll go along this road all along here. We can go on the grass or the road, whatever, and we end up over here at the start of the sand. There's a little car park thing there, and we go along here. This is quite sandy, quite thick sand, alternating. We make a turn here at the UPE fence, and we ride all the way along the UPE fence here. There's some really nice, good, fast sections. There's some sandy sections, some dunes, some nice challenges, and it's a pretty straight road there. And we go all along the UPE fence. There's a section here we can turn off to called the wave, where there's a sort of a flat pan, and then this section on the wave is actually a steep hill, and you can sort of take a run up, go up this very steep dune, go round, back down through these bushes, and do a few loops. It's quite fun to play there, and we often do sort of donuts and all that sort of thing in the sand. So we can stop there, then we come back onto the UPE fence line, and all along here is sand and these sections where you can see the sort of multiple paths, little dune climbs all along here as we go along the fence, and eventually we get to what I call the dune of death. This is a very steep sand dune. As we turn around the corner here, big steep climbs up into the sandy area. Be quite a challenge, these ones, on the big bikes. And then we go along here, and this is a fast straight grass section with a few whoops, and then we turn right, go up what I call the powder climb, another very steep dune climb, where you need quite a long run up. There's quite a lot of water on this path at the moment, so it's quite fun. Some nice big water crossings, lots of surface water, which is fun. We go over the powder climb, down onto this track here, and that's the start of the power line. In fact, hang on, we're going to carry on. Let's just see. Oh yeah, no, that's correct. So we go up the powder climb, turn right again, and start along the power lines. And the power lines are mainly sort of rocky hills and climbs, a little bit of sand thrown in between, but nice, these little bits here, nice sort of rocky hill climb sections. And we go all along there, quite a long run, which is fun, and we end up at the end of the power lines. There's another river crossing here. We come to this little river crossing, and we go across the river, and we turn left. This is the new road here, but we'll come to that in a minute. So we turn left at the river crossing. We go through the forest section with the whoops, lots of big whoops here, sandy stuff again, but a nice forest to ride through. We carry on through there. We come out of the forest, and there's a beautiful meander along this little river here, with sort of grass and stuff. It's quite pretty, and the river runs all the way down here, and we run along that river for a while until we get to another river crossing. Let me just zoom in, and you can actually cross this little stream and turn right back towards Summerstrand, but instead of sorry, you can turn left there, but instead of turning left, we're going to turn right, and we go into these tracks here, which is sort of really sort of more rocky stuff, but it's a nice open plain area with grasslands, lots of flowers at this time of the year, very pretty. We go along the rocky plains and meander through these tracks, and eventually end up, we can go through any one of these tracks. We end up at the new road, and this is a long, fast gravel stretch which the big DS bikes will enjoy. This is the new road that's cutting through to Summerstrand. We go all along the new road. It's not that far, and we end up just before we hit the Schoenmakers Cop Road, I think it is. Just before we get there, we turn right again and we go along this track all the way to Rover. And this track here will provide a real challenge for the bikes. Hell's Passage, I've called it. And we carry it along this passage. There's some really interesting sections, technical sections, and we carry on all along there, and eventually we end up at the Rover Club. There's the clubhouse, the MX track, the Kiddies MX track, and there's the tire race track. And that's where we end up at Rover, and that's where we have our braai and drinks. And once we've had that, there's the tire road, and you can head back home whichever way you want to. So a nice challenging route. I think it's probably going to take us a few hours, despite what Volvisian says. This will be quite a challenging morning out for the dual sport bikes.